Okay, here we are at the Grace Creek Trailhead. Just getting my watch set up for a run. We have a run of 30 minutes today at 10:30 pace. .10:35 pace is our average, so here we go. I just designed a horizontal mount on my Fusion 360 to mount the 360 camera horizontal and wear it with a head strap. So this is my first day trying it out. So we'll see how it looks. It's a little bit wet today. Yesterday it was raining pretty good when we ran. It was raining and then it stopped. And it actually cleared up a little bit, and then it started to come down again when we were done. Did a long run yesterday, an hour and 8 minutes. We did that on the trail up the pavement trail, not the woods trail here. The woods look so nice right now with the leaves coming down and falling and coating the ground in this misty day. It's really nice and cool for running too. This is and get a little bit of rain. This is always a wet spot right here. Run right around 10:05. It's a good place to be for this run. Gets a little bit harder. I don't know which way it's a loop, so we can run up here and then we can choose left or right, and that's where the loop begins and ends. But the right side starts out a little bit harder and then finishes easier. And the wife's running today too, and so I don't know which way she's gonna go. I always like to go the opposite way of her and meet her up, but I'll catch her either way. I'll see her one way or the other. She took off a little bit ahead of me because I was getting the camera set up in single lens mode. I haven't done this yet, so this is a first. I thought that the X4, if you ran in single lens mode, would do 8K out the one camera, but it looked like it was only doing the 4K. So I don't know the advantage of only running one lens other than maybe battery life, because the resolution and everything else doesn't change. Okay, this is where I'm gonna go this way. I think last time she ran, she usually runs to the right first. And then last time she did this way, she's like, man, it's so much easier going this way. Oh. It's a nice little trail in the middle of town here. So I've been training for a 5K on this trail. I was gonna do a 20K last year, and when I was training, I started out a little bit hard, and I was feeling good, and I thought I'm gonna squeeze one more run in this week, and it's just an easy run, like 11:30, 12-minute pace, and I pulled my hamstring somehow. It was like an easy run, but I guess changing my gait or something, or I don't know, stress on that leg from doing sprints and stuff. But anyways, I pulled my hamstring, and it still bothers me. It's oh, it's a deer slip there or something. So I'm really stretching it out and stuff, but so I didn't do the 20K on this last year, but so I'm kind of easing into it, and some guys from work, we all decided we're gonna do this series this year because it's part of a trail series, and they have 4 races in the year, and each race is a quarter of a medal. So you get a medal, and when you get 4 of them, they form a big round one, and it's the winter, spring, summer, and fall series. So we said we're gonna do the 5K, and then we all kind of went our separate ways to book them, and the one guy, he just went ahead and booked all 4 races, and I was kind of thinking about doing the same thing he's doing, but he just did it without us even talking, and he booked the 5K, and then there's a 10K, 15K, and 20K. So he booked them in progression. So by the time the end of the year comes around, he's doing a 20K. So I'm gonna do it too, just like that. And so anyways, I'm starting out with a 5K this race, and I set a Garmin training plan up, which is gonna be I told it I want to do it in 24 minutes, so it's building me up to that. And I probably should have, it would have been nice, let's say, to start this at the beginning of the training, the vlogging, but here we are. We've gone through the first portion, which is the build phase, and then we're into the peaking phase now. So I got about 3 weeks of the peaking phase, and then it'll taper me off and get me ready for the race. So it's been pretty good. It's my legs felt good through it, just stretching it hard, and I say hard, but consistently. And yeah, I think Ruby went the other way. I would have caught her by now. So we'll pass her up here. We go down and do a little more winding. Then we bust out on a cleared line. And we follow that down for a little bit, and then hang a left. Right here it is. And then in here we wind around a little bit, and then we cross a bridge, and we'll see her somewhere after that bridge. Oh, pace is way too high. That's one of the problems I have is pacing myself. I always run a little faster than what I should. There it says too fast. I was doing an 8:30 pace, but on these days where they just have me, here we go, we're back in range, where it's just a base run. I don't want to wear myself out for the faster days. In this peaking phase now, this week is 2 threshold runs and an anaerobic run starting Monday, with base runs and recovery runs in between. So the next 5 days I'll be running, and it changes. It like the other night, I thought I had a recovery run, which they run at about, if I remember correctly, it's about 12 minutes, 11:30, 12 minutes pace for like 20 minutes. It's pretty short, easy. And I went to run, and they said no run. That was Friday. So that changes intermittently. So I don't know if the algorithm looks at your body and your sleep and your rest and everything, but every once in a while it just changes the plan. So okay, back in. Run about a 10:40 now, which is about right. This trail, I think, was originally established by mountain bikers, because there's in the woods back here are some ramps and stuff, some obstacles, but it was done a long time ago, and they're quite grown over, and they haven't been kept up. Here's one right here. Back in here, there's some back over there, and here's a kind of a ladder type thing. We've rode through here on our mountain bikes before, but we've never gone off to go to those features. But the woods are just gorgeous. I love trail running, more so than running on the concrete and pavement, but there are some nice trails in town, in the follow the creeks and stuff that are pavement that a lot of people use, and they're nice too. You see deer on them and stuff, so. Here's the bridge. So we'll see Ruby some. Ooh, it's slippery. I'll have to let her know that, so she don't end up on her butt. In the race, I don't want to get caught behind too many people, because it'll be a pain if I have to pass somebody here. And I don't want to start out too fast either, so I have to see how it goes, but I want to get up in the front, because I don't want to be, I'd rather people have to pass me than me have to pass them. And you guy can always pass and crash, but it takes a little more energy than running a straight pace. Just running this trail from, there she is. Woohoo! How you doing? Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. It's my 150 minutes. Twice for this week for activity levels. Should probably change that because I always hit it twice. It's just a default setting. After this run, I'll probably be just over, probably between 20 and 21 miles for the week of running there, because it's a 5K. It's short mileage. I expect when I start training for the 10K that it's going to increase my mileage a little bit more yet, which is a good progression. I come to these hills and I'm like, oh man, I want to walk up these hills, but I can't do it. I can't do it to myself. We end up going down and coming up right over there, and that's the steepest one on the trail. Might not look like much on the camera, but it sucks the wind out of you. Here's the last hill. Gets steep right here. Keep pumping, and then relax. Seen Ruby back there, and she's said she's starting to get a headache, so she came back, cut across, and gonna take the short way back. But when I get up, finish the run, I'll go back and meet her. The most that I ran this trail in one day was 3 times. I was back when I was trained for the 20K, which is right around 9 miles. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was that week when I pulled my hamstring. I think I did sprints. I did my long run on Saturday, which was the 3 times around. We did sprints on Tuesday, or hill repeats on Tuesday, and then went for a light run, recovery run on Wednesday, and ended up pulling my hammy. But it feels good right now. When I get done, and it'll start to stiffen up a little bit, but a couple times through the day I sit down and stretch it out. I have a lacrosse ball and a yoga block, and I put the yoga block down with the lacrosse ball on the top, sitting on the floor, and I sit on the floor with it, and then use that lacrosse ball to roll around my tender spots and my hamstrings. Works really good. You can put a lot of pressure in a specific point, and I believe I have some scar tissue in there, which is why it hurt for so long after. When I started, that's kind of why I stopped running for a bit this summer. And then we did this 5K, and I'm like, okay. So I started working on it, and a couple times when I was running, I felt these little twangs, which really were like a shock to me. And I think what it was is some of the scar tissue letting loose. I can only assume, but it happened 3 times in one race or one run, and it never did it since. So I think I might still have some in there, but it feels a lot better. Got 1 minute, 29 seconds left in this workout. So it's just about perfect. 1 lap, 30 minutes. Which I'm training for a 24-minute race, and it's taking me 30 minutes, so, but I'm not letting that creep into my mind of what I'm doing now to what I'm gonna do then. Turn around, go back and meet Ruby. Starting to get a little bit of rain now, which is fine. It's warm. It was 64 degrees when we started running. It was 60 yesterday. We're perfectly warm in a heavy rain. And why do we run in the rain? Because you don't know what it's going to be like on game day. It could be pouring down on game day. Okay, there's the workout. Whew. So I guess that's it for today. Hopefully the footage turns out. I plan on bringing you guys along on this journey, so if you want to keep watching the transformation and the progression and what happens on race day for this, and then, you know, further on with the 10K, the 15K, and the 20K, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. See you on the next one.